Hey everyone, you're listening to The Public Affair with me, Andrew G. I see someone different every episode, but do me a favor, keep it between us. Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Andrew G, and welcome to another exciting episode of The Public Affair. I'm super excited to be having my next guest onto the show because we've been really good friends for a really long time, and he's been an avid supporter of The Public Affair. Now, before we continue, I definitely want to use this opportunity to give you all a shout out. I truly appreciate all the love and support that you guys continue to show the show. Going on 4 years, you guys are super lit. I love it so much. And of course, we got Josh out here who's editing and producing this episode. So Josh, thank you so much for staying late. I appreciate it. Now guys, before we continue, I definitely have to use this opportunity to give a shout out to just a few of our sponsors of this episode of The Public Affair. This episode is brought to us by David Santabañez with Alinea Real Estate. He is the #1 sales agent in his office. He's going to help you buy a home or sell your property. Make sure you follow him on Facebook at David with Alinea or call the number on the screen for all your real estate needs. My boy David is still doing the damn thing, still #1 in his office, and se habla español también. I've been forgetting to say that for years, and now I'm going to say it. So listen, if you guys need a new home, hit up my boy David Santabañez. Thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Of course, to Anika Armstrong, Armstrong's Bayou Cafe, serving the most authentic Cajun cuisine with a wide selection of signature crab cakes, pasta, seafood, and more. Listen, my favorite is any pasta that she has, okay? The potatoes are good. Everything is really, really good. If you don't like seafood, get the pasta. Don't ask me which pasta. Just get a pasta. It's all good, all right? She's at Union Hall, and the location on Union Grove is coming soon. So make sure you guys follow Armstrong Bayou Cafe Corporation on Facebook. So Anika Armstrong, thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Of course, the Blue Star RV Services with Manny Guerrero, a mobile RV tech who can fix all RVs, travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and so much more. Listen, he's going to deal with the warranty company, so you don't have to deal with it. And all you have to do is pay him a small service fee, and him and his team of hot men are going to come out there and fix everything, all right? Listen, follow on Facebook, call the number on the screen, Manny Guerrero, Blue Star RV Services. Thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. And of course, the Waco Bolt and Supply Company, your new go-to source for nuts, bolts, and all industry supplies. That's offering a wide selection of high definition and products with competitive pricing, perfect for all my friends who are handymen and construction. You guys need tools, you guys need supplies. Hit up Waco Bolt and Supply Company. Se habla español también. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. And of course, to Alan Gonzalez with AG Mobile Car Care, a mobile car mechanic specializing in oil changes, tune-ups, and brakes. Listen, car problems just be happening. They happen all the time, and we don't want to take it anywhere. Alan's going to come to you. He's going to fix it. All right? Habla español también. Call the number on the screen. Follow on Facebook at AG Mobile Car Care to Alan Gonzalez. Thank you so much for hopping on the sponsorship train for The Public Affair. I truly appreciate you, bro. Truly, truly, truly. Thank you. All right, guys. So like I said, I still do that. You know what? I watched our old episode on my way up here, and I did not used to talk that fast.
You think so?
No, I know so. I was like, why the fuck do I sound so boring? That shit was boring.
What was that, episode 40?
34. We were episode 34.
34.
Yes, wow. You guys. So listen, a lot has transpired since episode 34. Yes. And I just want to use this opportunity to thank Jefre Monreal, who is back here on The Public Affair with Boyle Box and Audio, for coming onto the show. And, things are going to get super vulnerable. Yeah. Things are going to get super real. You've had a pretty tough couple years, I would say, or at least since you've been on the show. Yeah. Things that a lot of people go through. And listen, I just want to set the record straight right now. People come on this show, they want to tell their stories, they want to tell about the things that they go through, and everybody has the right to do so, okay? I don't appreciate, anybody else trying to silence you, or if they're going to try and silence you, you have the right to come on here and speak on what you want to speak on. Oh, yeah. And I appreciate you trusting my platform to do so, and I really hope that in this, you do touch people that are going through what you went through. So let me start by thanking you for coming on the show to do so.
Yeah, anytime, man.
Yeah, I appreciate
it was overdue.
It was okay. Well, okay, so listen, Jeffrey went through a pretty nasty divorce. We're just gonna jump into it. Yeah. Jeffrey went through a pretty nasty divorce. What, yes. A couple years ago? 2 years ago? A year ago?
Yeah, it's about a year and a half.
It's about a year and a half.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And you went through it, bro.
Yeah.
You went through it really, really hard. You went through it really hard. I was there for you the whole time.
Yes,
you know. Yes, yeah. And I didn't know how you were gonna make it out of that. I'd never seen anybody go through something like that in my life, and it was just so wild. And I just applaud. Well, a lot of people go through that, right?
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, and I just really applaud you. Just really just keeping your head on your shoulders and pulling through and doing your thing. So anyway, listen, how you been since episode 34?
I've been good. Good. Besides that whole thing with what's her name, but. Besides that, everything's been good.
Everything's been good. Okay.
Yeah.
What's crazy about, can we just revisit when you came in to record that? So I'm just going to tell it now too, because it's been a couple years. But when you came on episode 34, we put that bitch out in 12 hours. Yes. That was the only, and that to this day remains the only episode that I ever had that we recorded one day and put it out the next.
Yeah, I actually remember you contacting me. Was it the day before?
It's something that I think we were scheduled to record regardless.
Yeah, but but because of what happened, something.
Okay, wait. We had the snowstorm.
Yes.
We had the snowstorm, and we either had to. Okay, but here's the thing: we had somebody who was producing your episode was supposed to be Israel Salazar, who ended up coming back on the show anyway, right? And so the person that was doing that episode, it just didn't come out good.
Yeah.
And it was a nightmare, and I was already like homeless because of the fucking ice storm, and I was pissed, and then we were already having Jeffrey come on the show, and I told my producer Mike, I said, Mike, we've got to put this shit out the next day. I told Jeffrey, before we record, tell everybody that your show comes out tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah,
I remember that.
It was crazy, and you did a good job. So thank you so much. Listen, Pollo Box and Audio is still going strong.
Yeah.
Kudos to you. How do you feel for you? The business has changed in the last few years.
Well, from the last episode, I still had a 9 to 5, and now I'm just full time.
Yeah, you're full time now.
Yeah, full time now. Right. But at that time, I still had the regular job, I was doing this on the side and whatever. But now, it's going good.
For sure,
it's going really good.
That's good, and kudos to you too. I remember when you told me that you were going full time.
Yes,
and so that's got to be really scary.
It was scary. Yeah. It was really, really scary just because I didn't have that money coming in, that for sure money.
Right, yeah.
And now I was going to have to do everything on my own.
Right, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you think now looking back you made the right choice in doing so?
Yes.
Yeah, so no regrets.
No regrets at all. Whatsoever.
I got you. Well, God, like I said, life has changed a lot for you. In the last few years, and like we were talking about earlier, you did go through a divorce. So can we talk a little bit about that? I saw Jeffrey and what I really appreciate too is when men do come on this show, or even when they talk to me and they are as vulnerable as you were at that time. I remember how emotional you were. Can we revisit that? And can we talk a little bit about what changed, Jeffrey?
Well, like, what do you mean what changed? Like,
well, what changed for you in the relationship? Why did things go so south?
Man, honestly, I don't know. I felt like everything was good. We even had a vacation prior to that. And then out of nowhere, it just boom,
Right.
And I really don't know why.
Okay.
But it happened. And I mean, there's nothing really that we could really do about it,
Yeah, for sure.
Just got to keep going.
So things were just kind of spiraling out of control. I remember you calling me can I say?
Yeah,
you did call me to confide in me.
Yeah.
And then we had that one outing. Can we talk about that one outing? Because there has to be some humor to this.
Yeah, please. I remember that outing.
We're going to tell.
Yeah.
There was a rumor spread about us. I thought that was cute.
Yeah, there was a rumor.
Can I just say that I'm not mad about the rumor? I'm really
not.
No, I'm not mad at nobody who ever spread that rumor. I'm really not. That was cute. I thought that was cute.
I thought that was funny.
We should have slept with each other. The rumor was that Jeffrey and I ended up effing. And we should have at that point.
Yeah, that was a rumor. Because I remember, I think I was at Academy whenever they told me about it. And then I called you about it.
You called me.
Yeah.
Were you on a date or were you at Academy?
I was at Academy. I was getting the kids something. I don't remember what it was.
And then somebody asked you if you slept with Andrew G.
Yes.
I think that is so great that my career has become so pivotal that sleeping with me has become a rumor.
Yeah.
No, to this day, we can only speculate, but we don't know who started that.
No.
And I just thought it was so cute that was started. And I really am not mad at whoever said that. I thought that was.
I ain't either. I mean, it's like they say. Well, how do they say it? Something about bad publicity is good publicity.
Oh, any publicity is good publicity.
Yeah.
Listen, I've been going through the ringer too, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Like I'm done with people. Actually, I'm fucking fed up. But anyway, that's a different conversation. So so Jeffrey hit me up. And I said, you know what? We're just gonna go out. I happened to be off that day from everything. I said, we're gonna go out. I introduced Jeffrey to red wine.
Yes.
Remember?
That was the first time.
That was the first time, and I didn't tell you that you couldn't just chug it like this, right?
and we chugged it. Every single one of them.
And then Jeffrey just started letting loose, guys. Just started going in, and I was just like, oh, this is gonna be a nightmare. And then we had mimosas on top of that.
Yeah.
Then we started taking shots, and then we went to Victoria's Secret.
Yes, we did. We went, because first we had gone to like 2 other bars or something, and we were drinking wine there.
We went to Lighthouse,
or
something, and then we went to One Day Bar,
and
I can't remember where we went after that. Oh, we started at fucking what's that place over there? I forgot where it goes. Olive Branch. We started at the Olive Branch.
Yes, we did.
So Jeffrey was going through it. He ended up, long story short, you guys, he ended up in my living room. And my trash can was full of throw up.
Oh, I know.
And you fell asleep, and I think that's why the rumor got spread about us. People had to have seen us with each other.
Something
happened.
And then who knows at home when everything that got said or something. I don't know.
Talk to me a little bit about when the relationship for you started spiraling.
Man, like I said before, it was right after that vacation. It just everything started like we all know when something's going bad.
Okay.
And so I kind of felt it.
Sure.
You know, it was a feeling, but I was like, but then again, I was like, this is how women are. Well, some of women,
Sure.
you know, that's how they are. I mean, maybe it's just a mood thing, or this or that. But, but yeah, that's how it started, and then it went from just being a suspicion to us actually, not her not wanting to be with me and this and that and whatever. And
so you were feeling like she was kind of getting turned off of the relationship.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I that kind of bears the question. What do you think, if any, you contributed to that occurring? Do you know what I mean? Like, do you think that you did anything wrong? That
Yes, I think so to a point. I mean, I'm gonna just go off and say, I'm not perfect.
Sure.
I'm not by far perfect. I could have been a better husband. I could have been a better dad while we were together, but I wasn't, because it's like the way I live my life is like I live and learn.
Yeah.
Especially from my mistakes. I learn from my mistakes, and I try just to try not to make it, even though I'll make it, make that same mistake once, maybe twice, but then I'll get out of that routine.
Okay,
basically.
got you.
And so I think that's what happened, man.
I got you.
I was caught in maybe my old ways or something, because the person I was 10 years ago is not the person who I am now.
So when you say that you were caught in your old ways, was there infidelity on your end, Jeffrey?
No. It wasn't infidelity as in me sleeping with somebody or like that. Like, I could honestly say that, okay, I was with her for 10 years. 8 of them we were married.
Sure.
Our first years were kind of rough, because those are, I was still thinking that, I grew up in a family where it's kind of what's it called? It's not frowned upon. It's the opposite. It's it's like people.
No, I know what you mean. We're drinking Jack.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm just like, my mind just went blank. But it's people, when like when your uncle comes by and he's like, hey, how many girlfriends do you have? And he was like, and you're like, oh, I just have one. But they're like, oh, at my age I had 3 or 4.
Yeah. Okay.
So that type of whatever. So that's how my family usually was, and so that, I guess, I was trying to be like a playboy, trying to have all these girls and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, but once I was with her, I kind of, I know I should have changed right away because it was the right thing to do, but I didn't.
But you still had old tendencies.
Yes, exactly, stuff like that. But I could honestly, like I said, I could honestly say that I've never slept with anybody throughout those 10 years or touched another girl. She's the only one that I kissed, and once I did, it was her.
That was it.
That was
okay,
it.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm like I said,
God, you guys were together for 10 years.
I think it was 10 years.
It was 10 years. Okay,
yeah.
And so I wonder, at what point, like you know, and again, I know who she is. Obviously, we know each other.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not bashing her by any means necessary. This is just, I really want you to, tell your version of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And,
and I also want to say that I'm not trying to bash her. I'm not trying to talk bad about her. I'm just going to speak on what I know.
Right.
And, what's relevant to me. Like,
I just appreciate a man coming on, and giving his side of the perspective on divorce.
Yeah.
That's what I like about this show. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's what I really try to go for. I like for the men to come on here and be vulnerable, because we do hear the women's side all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But sure, you might have contributed to the divorce going the way it was. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you're being honest about it. How did it affect, your kids, you as a dad?
Man, my kids, they at first, I guess they really didn't notice it, because we were still living in the same house. We didn't sleep in the same room or nothing, but I feel like they kind of noticed something here and there, but not really until I guess they actually noticed it whenever she was not in the house no more.
Right.
That's whenever they were like, because they would ask me like, where's mommy? When is mommy coming back? And I was like, I would just make something up. I would, I couldn't tell them.
Sure.
They're little kids,
Right.
So I would just make up something, and they'd be like, oh, okay, that's cool.
That's it,
Yeah, but that's about it.
Did you ever try to save it?
I did.
Mm-hmm.
I did, and the way that I tried to save it was by changing, by changing for the best, changing like I like if I've seen that I was doing something wrong, or better yet, if she would tell me that I was like, hey, that's not right, or I don't like that, then I would try to change it.
Try to change it,
But I wouldn't try to change it for me. I would try to change it for the relationship.
Yeah,
for the best for both of us.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, that never went the right way.
Yeah.
That's the only bad part.
And I always wonder too, like, because like I said, I mean, Jeffrey did confide in me a lot during the time, right?
Oh, yeah, I came to you, yeah, because honestly, like I talked to a lot of people
For sure.
throughout my day, but it's always, hey, quotes, how much for this, how much for that,
Yeah.
and I never get to talk to somebody about how I
How you
feel
feel?
and stuff like that,
Sure.
like all the good stuff, and you were there because I remember, if I'm not mistaken, I actually texted you because it was one of my lowest points, and I was like, hey, would you happen to know like I think it was like a man, what's it called, like a, now I'm blank. Now I'm freaking blank.
We can edit it.
I know, right?
What was it that you asked me?
Like if like a help group or something for men.
Yeah.
Something like
yeah,
that.
a group for men. Yes.
Yeah. I remember I asked you that.
Yes.
And I think that's after that. That's whenever you got involved.
Sure.
Trying to like talk to me like, hey, so what's going on,
Right,
this
right.
and that, and well, yeah.
Now I'm not gonna lie though. I gave Jeffrey some hard advice though.
Oh yeah.
This is what you need to do. This is how you.
But,
I did. I'm not gonna lie.
But I deserve that.
Yeah. Well, it happens to all. We have to have people like that in our life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so part of the reason why I want to, first of all, I love having you back here on The Public Affair, and I just think that everything that you went through in the last couple of years since you've been on the show brings context to who you are now as a business owner, as a dad.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? How did it affect? Listen, Pollo Box and Audio is run out of your house.
Yeah, it's run. Yeah, I have a garage, and that's basically my shop.
And so then you went. You were full time at that point when you were going through the divorce, right?
Yeah, I was.
So
full-time.
how did it affect you in business, Jeffrey? That's what I would like to know.
At first, it was hard because given the circumstances that were going on at the time, she left the house, and basically the kids were given to me.
Okay.
For some reasons. And so imagine me having to be a full-time dad, having to take care of all their needs,
right,
and still have to take care of all the business side, all the installs.
It's literally in the backyard.
Yes,
yeah.
And that's, I guess that's one of the good things though, because I didn't have I didn't have to leave for work. I didn't have to get a babysitter. I just, I was just there. Like they needed something. They're like, hey, Dad, can you do this? Can you get us this or whatever?
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
So you have custody of the kids.
No, it's not like a written down legal custody, but because we're still going through the divorce.
Okay, gotcha.
I had a one lawyer.
Okay,
right,
gotcha.
And I don't know what she was doing, so nothing was going right.
Okay,
and so that was about a year-long process for that.
Right.
And so then I talked to the main people in the firm. I was like, hey, look, it's taking forever. Can we speed it up? Is there something that I got to do? Yeah. And then that's whenever they got somebody else. They appointed somebody else to my case, which is the one that's on it now.
Right.
Unfortunately, it could have been a little faster, but she was pregnant, and I think she's on like maternal leave. So that's what's slowing it down. But from what she told me was that the first lady, she wasn't really doing all the right stuff. Because she was like, how long has it been?
Well, and the reason why I asked too, like, again, no shit on anybody. It's just that, you are running a business out of your house. You know what I mean? And that's how you eat, and that's how you take care of your family.
Exactly.
And so I wonder if that becomes daunting for you. If there's maybe a little bit too much weight on your shoulders at this point, because
there was at the beginning, and there really was, because it's like it was more of the trying to manage the time to be with the kids and manage me being out there working, making the money in the first place.
Sure.
That was it took me at first. I sucked at it at first because I didn't know. Now I have schedules, like, like I'll wake them up in the morning, I'll take them to school.
Right.
And then once I get home, I'll either put the little one back to sleep or feed her breakfast if she stays up. And then my first appointment's at 9. Yeah. And I'll go from 9 all the way till 3. At 3, I have to go pick up the other kids. So
so you got it all down pat.
Yeah. Now it's schedules and everything.
Jeffrey, a 10-year relationship. I bet you never thought that this was gonna happen to you.
I always thought we would work it out because I've never really was too positive like I am now.
Right.
And so, but I've always seen all the positives between us. Like even though we had our bad moments, we had our good moments. We had our moments where we laughed together, where we really loved each other, where we really showed it. And so I thought maybe that would be something that you would think about and be like, you know what?
Right.
Let's just do it right.
Earlier, you talked about, growing up in a household where it was almost like rewarded, and I talked about that on an episode that I recorded some time ago. As a man, that's like hurrah. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you have 5 girlfriends, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And so in that, like, that mess of just malarkey, for that matter, you as a man can't have feelings either, though.
No, we couldn't.
Right. And so you couldn't have feelings.
Yeah. Yeah, you couldn't cry.
How did I saw you
You know?
cry?
Yeah, you saw me, but if
But it
if
was
we
to
were
the
still together with everybody
Yeah.
else, you'll be crying, and they'll be like, "What's wrong with him?"
Right. Well,
Like,
and so that's what I'm saying. Do you think that your feelings were discounted during this whole thing?
I think a little bit, yes. I feel like they were just because I am the guy. You know, the
Mhm.
guy just, like he really doesn't get any other recognition. Like,
Right.
like our feelings really don't matter.
Yes.
You know, that's what it kind of boils down
Did
to.
it take this divorce for you to realize that? Or for
Yes.
you to acknowledge that?
Well, yes. You know how they say that they have that saying that love is blind or something
Yes,
like that,
yes,
where
yes.
because you're so in love, you don't really see all that BS that's
Sure,
going on, and
sure.
that's how I was. Like afterwards, and I started really seeing how everything was. I was like, why was I in this relationship like
Oh,
that
really?
long? Like, yes,
Even after 10 years.
yes.
Okay.
Even after 10 years, I was
Okay.
like why? Like I seen it to the like I think it was her. I don't know if she's the one that said it. She was like, I'd rather just be separated, and,
Okay.
and not go through what we're going through.
Right.
But at the time, I was so in love that I didn't see it that way
Okay, okay.
until afterwards, and I was like, you know what? That I would think back, and I was like, man, you're right.
Yeah,
Like we should
yeah.
have just called it quits whenever we knew it wasn't gonna work out,
Okay, got you.
and just gone our ways, and maybe things
Sure.
would have been a little bit better.
You know, and I remember it being somewhat ugly. I mean,
Oh,
you
yeah.
did confide in me on a lot. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And like I said,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not gonna like blast every single thing, right? But you know, as much as people would love that, you know, I still have some fucking morals, all right, guys. But no, you know, it was ugly.
Yes.
And you know, like I said, you're running a business out of the back of your house,
Mhm.
right? How did you keep it together to keep moving forward? I mean, so you're dealing with a divorce in the walls of your house,
Yeah.
and you work in the walls of your house.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It's tough.
How
It's
the
tough.
how in the actual f?
You just gotta
did you-
keep it
did you do it?
professional. You just gotta keep it professional.
Yeah.
But what I will say is that me actually doing the work
Mhm.
kind of like just made my mind go blank,
Sure,
and
sure.
I didn't think about it for those couple of hours.
Yeah.
And it was good. It was good.
Okay, I got you.
The only thing that sucked was, okay, now I'm done with the install. Now I gotta go back inside.
Now you got to go back inside.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
And it sucked, but you know.
Did you find yourself? I mean, declining in work? Did you find yourself like,
Yes.
I don't really. Yeah.
Yeah. There
Okay.
were times where I was like, man, I don't want to do this. Like,
Okay.
you know, like, oh, they would be like, hey, can you get me in this day or that day? I'd be like, no.
Right. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, just because I wasn't motivated.
You weren't motivated.
Yeah, because the main reason that I actually went solo and I did my own thing,
Right.
it wasn't for me. It was for
Sure.
the wife and my kids.
Right.
Like just to you know, because I'm a provider.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
that's how we grew up. As in, you know, the wife, she's a stay-at-home wife.
Right.
She takes care of the kids and all of that, and you are the provider.
Yeah.
And that's how I've always thought about
For
it.
sure.
You know,
I can't wait till I have a provider. Maybe we should have slept with each other, and then you
Right.
could have been my provider, Jeffrey.
Right? Yeah.
For the record, you guys, he really did pass out. I want to clarify.
Okay.
He did pass out in my house.
I did.
He did pass out in my house. It was very emotional for him. I
Yeah.
was just like trying to be there for my friend, and we did not sleep with each other. I didn't do anything. You didn't wake up.
No.
You weren't hurting from the back. I wasn't
No.
hurting from the back. He was fully clothed when he woke up. I
Yep.
did take a shower because I needed a fucking
Yeah,
shower.
I took a shower when I got home,
When
and
you got home.
I think that's what kind of raised some red flags. Like, what went on?
Can I just say though, and listen again, I don't have any problems with your ex-wife. I really
Yeah.
don't. I really don't. You know, I'm sure, you know, she whatever. But I don't have any issues with her. But I do remember her call. She did call me.
On the way,
She
on
did
the
call
way
me.
while you were dropping me off.
And the
Yes.
first thing I said was, "Girl, I did not do nothing with him. I did say that. I'm not gonna lie." And she was like, "Oh, I'm not worried about that." You know. But and then in her defense, you know, and I will say, and I hope that this sheds light because I don't want her to think this is a bash her episode. But she did say, you know, like he's still my husband, and I do care about him. You know what I mean? Even though we're going through our thing.
Yeah,
She did say that, yes.
I did like
Yeah.
that. I like
Right.
I like that. You know, like I mean, as a guy, we like feeling like, you know, we're cared for and whatever.
But
and
our feelings are never credited for.
no, they're not. They're not. They're down the drain. Like if you
They
feel this
are.
or that way, you better, you know, toughen up and keep going.
Yeah.
But if it's her, it's completely different.
Right.
You know,
Well, for women in general.
yeah, women in general. Yes.
You know, and I think because women are emotional beings. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And listen, even me, like I'm still a man. You know what I mean? And I know that I wear my emotions more on my sleeves than I probably should.
Yeah.
You know
Oh,
what I
no,
mean?
I'm the
But-
same way, bro. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, shoot. I'm the same way. I'm really, really emotional. She knows this. I'm really,
Yeah.
really emotional. And that's why, you know, I broke down a couple of times. I
Yeah.
broke down that time after the wine.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
You said some
Yeah.
shit that I'm not repeating on here.
Yeah.
I was like, oh wow, yeah, Jeffrey's really going through it.
Yeah.
But I want to say too, like, you know, because we are going to take a break. I noticed that you went through a really hard time, and I appreciate you, you know, trusting and confiding in me.
Oh yeah.
You know, to lean on, because I do try to, as much as people think, oh, you know, you have this podcast and you're putting people's business out there. No, Jeffrey came on here and wanted to talk about this.
Yeah, yeah.
Right,
yeah.
you know what I mean,
I
Jeffrey?
I know, because I know there's a lot of rumors going around. I just want people to know my side, and
but not even that. Give the perspective of divorce on a man's side, on a man's point
yeah.
of view, and I have the platform to do so, and you can use
Exactly.
my platform to do so. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and so. Listen, kudos to you. Hats off to you. And listen, we are going to take a quick little break. I forgot what was I saying before. I felt like I was going somewhere with that. I needed to say something really important, and I fucking forgot. I'm going to remember after the break.
Hopefully we come back to it.
We're going to come back to it. But you know what? Listen, you guys, when we get back, we're going to learn more about how Jeffrey moved on from the divorce. How business is going for him now. Is it going down the drain, or is he doing really good? And is there a new love in Jeffrey's life? So make sure you guys stay tuned here on The Public Affair. Oof. Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying this exciting episode of The Public Affair. My very special guest, my good friend, Mr. Jefre Monreal, here for his second time. Now, before we continue, I definitely want to use this opportunity to give a shout out to just a few more of our sponsors of this episode of The Public Affair. This episode is brought to us by Soko Soccer Academy with Dominic Gutierrez and Ariana Gutierrez, located at 3304 Franklin Avenue. That's right, they're offering team, small group, and individual skills training and elite skills training with superb star athletes and professionals like George De Leon. They have occasional open plays on Mondays and Wednesdays. Make sure you guys follow their Facebook page at Soko Soccer Academy to find out about league details as well. And the Public Affair also remains a very, very proud sponsor of the Soko soccer teams, coached by my very best friend, my brother, Coach Mauro Maldonado, and his team of coaches. Thank you guys again so much for giving me the opportunity. Jeffrey, you just helped us out with something, so we really appreciate that. Thank you very, very much to Pollo Box and Audio for helping the Soko soccer teams with our fundraiser. We truly appreciate it. The Soko Soccer Academy, thank you guys so much. Of course, the Banda's hauling service with Julian and Anabanda. They rent dump trailers, you fill it up, they haul it away. They also do junk removals and tree brush removals and haul cars in and out of town. That's right. They're also offering roll-off dumpster services as well. Perfect for those big get-together. You know, I like to have parties and leave fucking messes and shit like that. You know what I mean? Banda's hauling service got you. And if you guys want to haul the man out of the house when you're getting a divorce, call Banda's hauling service and they'll give him a ride. All right, book now the number on the screen. And Julian and Anabanda, thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Of course, the Ociel Penguin Benitez with Funtown RV. He's the best in RV sales. Penguin works overtime to make sure you and your family are situated and settled in an RV best suited for you. Listen, you guys, camping season's around the corner, all right? Get you a nice toy hauler, travel trailer, fifth wheel, and more. Se habla español también. Follow Penguin's cool RV deals and tips on Facebook. OCL Penguin, thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Of course, Strike a Post Photography with Myra Rosales, a digital photo booth business, perfect for parties, private events, corporate events, and so much more. It's fun, it's convenient, it's easy. Call the number on the screen. Now, don't have a whole party and then you don't have no pictures to okay? You didn't take no pictures. Just call Strike a Post Photography with Myra Rosales. Thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. And of course, I have to give a big shout out to my boy, Eric Leal and Denicio Leal with Leal Snacks, offering the best vending machines and food areas. Perfect for your business or your job. You know how you be having that job or you go to a business and they don't have vending machines or food area? That's like lame as F. And I want to say they supply something here at the Alico building too. And let me tell you guys something. The food station is, they got burgers, burrito, they got every freaking thing, dude. Make sure you guys hit up Leal Snacks, Se habla español también, and get your job the freaking vending machine that it deserves, all right? Thank you so much to Denicio and to Eric. I truly, truly appreciate you guys. All right, guys, we're right back here with my very, very special guest, Mr. Jefre Monreal. First of all, I just want to thank you again for coming on the show, being so open about your divorce. I know that it's tough to revisit that, you know what I mean? But I do. I hope a lot of people that are either going through it, well, what do you 10 years, the relationship is failing. What advice do you have to give to somebody that is in the same boat? Like that, you know, they're in a 10-year relationship, they have a family, they got kids, and they're going through it right now. What do you got to say to them?
Man, I just got to say is just don't do it for you, do it for the relationship. You know, if you can change something, even if it's something small, if you could change it, just do it, you know? It'll be best for both, or maybe even, you know, good for the kids.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, if there's kids.
Can I ask you, if you can go back and change things, would you?
Yes,
I
would. If it would mean me not getting a divorce and living that happy life that I always dreamed of, you know, like I've always dreamed of, you know, vacationing with my old spouse, just, you know, lawn chairs and the beach.
Sure.
You know, that was my dream, and unfortunately, well, now it's over.
That's not okay.
Well, at least for this part.
So the relationship is over.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, got
That's
you.
it.
So moving on though, right? You eventually have to move on. You have to continue doing you. How long did it take for you to move on and start seeing other women? Or men? Did you see other men? Did you see other men?
I didn't see any.
You did it?
They're in my inbox.
They are in your inbox,
they're
right?
in my inbox.
You showed me that one inbox that one time.
Yes.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did.
The gays have no chill.
They don't.
The gays don't have
They
no
don't.
chill. And I don't think I've ever slid in your inbox.
No.
I've never, no.
No, you haven't. The only time was like that
Mhm.
before that first episode, about the podcast. That was about
That was it. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I've never actively slid in
No.
your DMs
No.
trying to get with that.
No.
Yeah.
No, you haven't.
In that vulnerable moment in my apartment, I definitely could have got some if I wanted some. I'm not gonna lie.
You could have. You could have. I could have.
Can I just say something really roachy right now? And
Yeah.
I've changed my ways. I've talked to I remember when my best friend Monreal and Leslie, they came over. We were hanging out, and I
Yeah.
told her, I said, I've changed my ways. Like I know when to strike when the
Mhm.
iron's hot. And at that moment, if I wanted you, Jeffrey, I could have had your ass. The iron was hot, and I would have known how to dive in your head. But I'm just not like that no more. I'm just not. And I told her, I was like, I changed, Leslie.
You
I
changed,
did.
yeah.
And she's like, good for you. You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
I don't want to sleep with married men anymore.
Yeah.
Well, you're a divorced man, so it's like.
Well, that's different.
okay, no. So anyway, so you're going through. Hey, when you were going through the divorce, you know what I really like? You guys didn't really blast each other.
No.
Yeah. There was no blasting.
No,
I mean,
no,
maybe a snap or two.
I actually learned that from my first time.
Okay.
Because the first time we didn't get divorced, but we split up for about 6 months. That was the first time, and I think I did. I think I did blast her here a little bit there, whatever. But
right.
But I, now looking back at it, I was like, that's not right. I shouldn't have done that, or I shouldn't have done this.
Right.
And so this time around, I just left it alone.
Okay, gotcha.
I just like whatever,
Right.
Yeah. So I didn't.
There wasn't a lot of blasting, but like, were there people in your inbox when you were going through a divorce?
Oh yeah.
So when did you decide, okay, goes back to the question. When was it right for you to move on and start seeing other men, so that way you can...
other women?
Other women. I'm sorry, I almost got you. Okay, go ahead. To see other women,
It took a while, man. It took a while. And not only did you help move on, but I also had I want to give it a shout out to Yvette and Alice.
Oh yes,
they helped out a lot.
Yeah.
Them and I mean they have their husbands, and so
Right.
we all go through stuff.
Right.
So me seeing what they're going through and stuff
Love
like that,
Yvette,
and we all
yes.
talked about it, and so it helped. And then
Yeah.
I had another friend that we actually made we started. We weren't seeing each other,
Right.
but we started going out to eat like once a week.
Sure.
And she was going through a certain almost the same thing as
Oh,
I
got
was,
you.
so we kind of
Like related.
Yes, exactly,
Yeah.
and that helped a lot.
And
too.
y'all didn't ever
No, we didn't.
it wasn't like that?
I kind of wish it was, but it
Yeah.
didn't.
Oh, okay. You didn't try?
I kind of tried, but
Yeah.
I didn't want to come off as like that's all I wanted.
Please. That's why I'm still single though. Yeah, because I'm aggressive as fuck. We would have. Alice, is Alice still married?
Yes,
She's still married to Martin?
Martin. Yes,
I used to want to sleep with
yes,
him.
I know, and I
Yes.
remember.
I've told
Yeah.
her that story too. I'm very open about that because I thought at the wedding, I thought
Yes.
he was trying to get some.
Mhm.
And I don't blame him. You know?
We still joke about him.
Do you guys?
Yeah,
do-
I mean, with him about that.
about
yeah,
that?
yeah.
He was coming off real strong. Shout out to Martin and Alice. I
Yeah.
love them. Yeah, no
Oh, yeah.
disrespect. But and mind you, this was about 4 years ago. I don't even think I had the podcast. I didn't have the podcast.
Not at that
I don't
time. I think
had
it
the- I was
because
on the radio.
It was whose wedding was
It was DJ Taz's wedding.
Yeah, Taz and Karen's
It was
wedding.
Taz
Yes.
and Kara's wedding.
Mhm.
Yeah. Martin was coming off real strong on me. Like he was a little sus. And then when Alice came out of nowhere talking about that's my husband, I was like, who? That queen? Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you move on, you
Mhm.
start dating again. What was it hard for you at first?
Yes.
Like to start seeing other women?
It
okay.
was just because for 10 years I was so used to her
Mhm.
and going out with her and doing what she liked and
Right.
and all that and once I really didn't date, but I guess I would talk to somebody
Sure.
just trying to. I guess this time I would try to see how they were
Gotcha.
on a personal level
Right.
and stuff like that.
Was it not like, a lot of people though, like go through a breakup from just what I see. I don't have a lot of experience with
Mhm.
breakup. I mean, I was involved with somebody for a long time, but I wouldn't call it a real relationship, right?
Yeah.
It was a joke is what it was. But, then there's a phase afterwards, right? Where you just
Mhm.
kind of want to like let loose and just hoe around and
Yeah.
hook up. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
did you skip that or were you
I
going through?
skipped it.
Did you? Did you?
I,
for real?
I
Okay.
really did skip it, and the only reason I skipped it was because I had the kids full
Mm.
time. So
Mhm.
I couldn't go out and meet
Right.
people. I couldn't do any of that because I had the kids.
Right.
Like literally.
Not to say it
almost all the
didn't
time.
happen though, right? Like, I mean,
It took a year. It took
Wait,
a
were you
year.
celibate for a year?
Yes.
You didn't get none for a year?
I didn't get them for a year.
Wow, Jeffrey.
Yeah, it sucked.
How did you manage?
Well, we got our ways, but it sucked. It sucked, especially another thing that sucked was that I did get I got snipped, so I can't have no more kids. So,
sure.
This should be like my vantage point where I could be like not having to worry about having kids somewhere else and stuff like that.
But there's still like disease.
Oh yeah.
So you have to be careful for disease.
But you don't have to worry about a condom breaking or whatever.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, yes, you do.
Well, but not in the I might have a kid.
I had a condom break in me, and I was scared as fuck. I was like, bitch, hurry up.
Yeah, well, the whole thing with
okay. Wait, so you were celibate for a year, and then so wait, but you weren't dating for a year then, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so everything was like a year.
Yeah, it was about a year till it was about a year till I felt comfortable talking to somebody else and stuff like that.
But nobody's met the kids.
One did,
but
she only met him because I was actually working on her truck, and the kids came back from being with the mom, and I think they came in to get like drinks in the garage or something, and they're like, "Oh, hi, so and so." But it was just like that. I didn't introduce them. No,
like
that.
This is Daddy's.
No,
Daddy's woman friend.
No, nothing like that. They just seen her as another customer, but but still that.
Okay,
that's
but that doesn't count. Then.
No,
that's not
okay.
That doesn't count.
No,
Yeah, stop trying to be gangster, Jeffrey. Okay,
gotcha.
I got you.
No, they never met anyone.
Yeah, is there as somebody who just went through a divorce, so it's been like a year and a half. Are you looking now, Jeffrey? Would you want to remarry?
I do want to remarry. Like, I'm not scared to get married again. I'm not scared to get in another relationship. I just now there's a lot more factors that I gotta look to. Like, like now she's gotta be okay with the kids, and she's gotta know that she's not gonna come first. She's gonna probably come third.
A third?
Yeah.
Who's second?
My business.
Oh,
kids are first,
Jeffrey.
then the business, and then her.
There you go.
Yeah, because the kids are always gonna be first.
Sure.
The business, I gotta live somehow. I gotta eat, right?
Okay.
So she can't come second. Unless she's like a sugar mom or something.
Right.
That ain't gonna happen.
That's fine.
Yeah. So she's gonna have to just be okay with being third.
Is there any sugar mamas right now? Any potentials?
No. Well, I had one.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe two.
Oh,
but no.
At the same time?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
You're such a hoe.
My inbox talking about being a hoe, I guess now I guess because they seen her out with whoever
right.
or that she moved on, and they're like, oh well, he's not with her no more.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Then I started getting a lot of girls there. Yeah,
okay,
girls and guys, both.
Girls and guys. Okay.
Yeah, and most of them are married.
The men.
The women.
Oh, the women.
The women.
Oh, these niggas beat that the same fucking way. All right.
Yeah.
You know how many married men are in my DMs? I stopped that.
Yeah.
I slept with lots of married men. Okay, in my past. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. There's a lot of they're either married or they got a boyfriend, supposedly serious relationship, and then I'm like, what are you doing in my inbox? Mm-hmm. I don't want that drama.
Do you not want to partake in that?
No, I don't want that drama, man.
It's just not worth it.
No, I was talking to one, and then something like that happened. I was like, no, I'm out.
Well, and then you really think like, okay, so for instance, and part of the reason why I stopped too is that I'm getting older. I'm 32 years old now. I know karma's gonna come back and bite me, and I'm not trying to make shit worse. You know what I mean? I've said it on camera. I said it on microphone, on the show. I've definitely interviewed on my fair share of marriages. You know what I mean? Am I proud of it? Now, no. At the time, I didn't care. You know what I mean? And so we don't want to be like that our whole lives. And why would you want to do that to somebody else? It's so selfish.
Exactly.
And now I really just look so down on people that knowingly. I can't stand when a dude comes up to me like, I be fucking this bitch and I know her husband. Like, that's not cute.
Yeah. And
that's not cute.
Exactly. And then one of the main reasons that I don't really message those married ones back is because I know how it feels to be cheated on. It sucks.
Yeah.
And I feel for that guy.
Right.
Maybe he's not the best guy in the world, but but still nobody deserves that.
But and then, yes, and then just to clarify, some people are in open relationships.
That's different.
Yeah, I know a guy who's in an open relationship, and we do our thing. But that's different. You know what I mean? So anyway, how much of the divorce and everything that you went through, how did that change you? How much did it change you, if anything?
It changed me a lot. It like I've said before, it's like a live and learn type thing. Like I've learned to maybe not put it all out there.
Sure.
Just to kind of give it time, stuff like that. I mean, I've learned a lot from it.
I got you.
A lot from it.
Got you. Well, damn, you know what? It's been about 45 minutes that we've been talking about
really?
this. Yeah, it has been. I have a timer. And so I have a timer on there, but no. What can you say real quick, just about, I mean, do you still have healing to catch up on? Like, are you still healing from it? Are you over it?
No, I'm good. I'm over
Okay.
it. I look back at it like sometimes just to kind of remember what happened, this or
Mhm.
that, or where I should be going.
Sure.
But I mean that's about it.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
and then like my feelings towards her, just like I just see her as kid's mom, and that's it.
I got you. Are you guys cool now?
Not really.
Not really.
We
Okay.
text a lot, like
Yeah.
but more dealing with the kids.
That's
I don't really like talking just
Sure.
because just knowing her and knowing me, I know if we say something that sounds bad, we're gonna get into it.
You're gonna get into
You know,
it.
and I
got
just
you.
don't I just don't want it, and so that's
I
just
got
for
you.
the best of it.
Okay. Well, you know what? Again, kudos to you. I hope that you, and for her too, you know what I mean? Regardless of what the situation
Yeah.
was, like everybody deserves to be happy at the end of the
Yeah,
day. And,
yeah.
you know, everybody needs to move on and, you know, do their thing. So again, just big ups to you, you know, thank you again for sharing that with us.
Yeah.
Did I leave anything out that you want to, you know, kind of touch? Yeah.
Well, this is more on the business side. I just kind of want to say it to everybody just so they know. Like that way I could just say it to everybody at once.
Yeah.
Okay. So being that I am a businessman and I'm doing everybody's, cars,
Yeah,
picking
yeah.
them out basically. And I do have my kids full time and I'm a full-time dad as well. Please, if y'all request a quote or anything and I forget, don't be scared to remind me.
Oh, yeah.
I have a lot of people. They're like, "Well, I don't want to bother you or
Oh,
something,"
okay,
and
okay.
I'm like, "No, it's fine.
Remind
It's
you.
actually better
Sure.
because me dealing with all of that and then all
Yeah.
of the kid stuff. Sometimes I forget.
You forget.
Yeah, I forget. There's times where I
yeah.
have quotes on my computer
Uh-huh.
and I forget to send them to people until they actually remind me.
Right.
After a good while, and
I
I'm
got
like,
you.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but,
for
But yeah,
sure.
just don't be scared.
Yeah, no, we're getting into the business right now, right? So
Okay.
Boyle Boxing Audio is still going strong. You're
Oh,
full time
yes.
now. Congratulations to you.
Yes.
I'm so happy. I've been running ads for you for what, 3 years now or something like that, 2-3 years. And thank you for letting me do so.
Oh yeah.
Jeffrey has hooked up my car, you guys. I'm talking about tint. I have the star and the tint works.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the tint works.
Oh yeah.
You know how I know the tint works?
How?
Because it was just a few weeks ago.
Oh,
And somebody walked right past us and didn't say nothing.
they didn't even notice.
And so it was the tint
Mhm.
works. Okay. And
All
so,
right.
yeah, I had to clean the car out. But no, the tint works, the starlights. So Boyle Boxing Audio is going strong,
Yeah.
right? How is business going for you now? I mean,
It's actually going good.
Okay.
It's actually going good. I was able to. Okay, well, you've been to my to
Oh, yeah,
to my
hundreds of
shop,
times,
right?
yeah.
I call it a shop now
Sure.
because it's going from just a 2-car garage. Now
Uh-huh.
I expanded the back where I do all my woodworking, where I do all the custom enclosures and stuff. I added 16 by 20 back there, so it's basically like a wood shop.
Oh, okay.
And then in front of the garage, I added another 20 by 24 feet. So little by little, we're
Right,
expanding.
exactly.
After I got the roofs on,
Right.
now then we'll do the floors, and
Yeah.
then we'll actually enclose it and actually make it a full. I think that total is gonna be like a 65 by
Gosh.
25 shop. So
Right.
and then all from my house.
Now the thing is, Jeffrey, you're a one-man show.
Yes, I am
Okay?
a one man show.
And so you're doing all this by yourself. You're
Yes.
full time. You're still able to support
Yeah.
your family. Is there going to be growth within Boyle Boxing? Are you going to start hiring people? Do you need to start hiring people?
If I have to, yes,
Yes.
but as of now, no. It's just me and the secretary. That's it.
Who's the secretary?
My little daughter.
Oh,
You seen the post? But la secretaria, like,
oh yeah.
yeah, like even though she don't really do much, all she does is like rearrange all my tools where I can't find nothing,
Got you.
and just remind me when it's time for lunch.
Yeah, that's what's up. Well, listen, I'm just so proud of you and Boyle Boxing Audio, and so again, is there you are a full-fledged businessman now, right? When you were on the show on episode 34, like you mentioned, you had a full-time job, and a lot of us, like even me, I still have a regular job, you know. And so is there any business ethics or advice that you can give to somebody like that you may be seeing that's like, what are y'all doing? You know what I mean? Like you're running a successful business out of your garage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is there any advice that you can give to the young up and coming entrepreneur?
What I've seen is it's like this whole blasting on Facebook and social media like that. That's like there's times where I could have done it and I didn't just because it not only, I mean, even if you're in the right, it'll still look kind of bad on you.
Absolutely.
You know, and so that's one of the main things. But but besides that, it's just be patient and.
Well, I'm personally getting to the point where I am gonna start calling bitches out because I'm actually up to here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But no, I did. I talked to somebody. I did see somebody, and I referenced this on a prior episode that they blasted. He was a small business owner.
Okay.
Blasted another entrepreneur, and I told him, I said, when you do stuff like that, that's what everybody thinks of. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And so nobody's focused on what you've got going on. So just be mindful of that. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not you. I don't like it. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
to each its own. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, any advice that you can give anybody?
About what?
Anything about your divorce, being a business owner, you know what I mean? You've been through it all. Here's the thing. Jeffrey's had a wall of shit fall on him in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now you're on the public affair. You tell us your story. You know what I mean? But you still stand strong. You're a good dad. You know what I mean? You're a successful business owner, for that matter. Listen, there's been times I wanted to quit this shit. And I was open with you about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
yes,
and there's been times where I was like, I can't handle this anymore. What advice can you give to somebody that you, who had the wall of shit fall on you, you were able to just kind of like rise back up and be like, I got this shit.
Just don't give up. Just if it's your passion, it's gonna come. It's gonna come really, really easy to keep going. Right. Even though you might feel like shit, or might feel like you said, like I want to, because I've almost given up a couple of times as well.
Yeah.
But I didn't let that get to me, because then I thought about it, I was like, what else am I good at?
Yeah.
Even though I have 2 other I'm certified in the whole HVAC and then the drafting and design. I got 2 degrees. I'm like, I'm not gonna use them. You know this is what I like.
It's funny way that you say that too. When I went through my little period of I don't want to do this anymore, I did say to myself too, and I remember talking to my best friend about it. What the fuck else am I gonna do?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm Andrew G, bitch.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I'm a showman.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
This is what I do.
Yes, and that's how I see it too. Because then I thought about it. I was like, I've been tinting since I was 18, and I've been doing audio since I was 15.
Yeah,
I'm 32 now.
Yeah,
this is all I know.
This is what you know.
You know,
right.
like I can't just give up and start something new, because then I'm gonna start from zero,
right.
And I'm not gonna have the experience to back up whatever job I get or whatever. And with this, I know what I'm talking about.
For sure.
You know, I know my shit.
Let me ask you a question, and it's kind of going back to the relationship thing before we go.
Okay.
Eventually, your kids are gonna get older, and they're gonna want to know what happened. Is there a time where you or the ex, where you guys kind of like be honest with them, or is that just like, and I guess I ask you in general, maybe not, maybe it's not a question for you, but it's just a general question for anybody. Do you guys ever tell the kids like this is what happened?
I've thought about that so much. I've thought about when is it going to be the right moment to tell the kids.
Right.
You know, my oldest, she knows that we're not together.
Right.
And she knows that I you know, like whenever she's with mom and she comes back and she'll be like, Daddy, what'd you do today without us? And I was like, oh, I just went to go eat. And I guess she just wants to see me happy, because she'll ask like, oh, who'd you go with?
Yeah.
And I'll be like, well, I just went by myself. And she's like, Daddy, you're always by yourself. You need a girlfriend. And I was like, no, not right now.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like they know, but it's just I don't know when it's the right time to actually sit them down, explain to them, hey,
this is why it didn't work out.
Exactly.
But then do you know what I mean? Like, do parents, do you guys say, this is what mommy did to me, or this is what daddy did to me? You know what I mean?
I think whenever they're old enough to know, I think that might be the when we'll say something, maybe, because I don't want to tell them too young and then they'll be confused or something. You know, I want them to actually, know and grasp what happened, and also you know, maybe it'll help them in their relationship or something later on the road. You know, you never know.
I mean, you got 2 daughters. So.
Yes, and the son.
And a son.
And a son.
And a son. Yeesh.
Yes.
Well, listen, Jeffrey, I appreciate you coming on the show so much. Being, and again, this was by no means for anybody to feel any type of way.
No.
You know, I've had plenty of episodes where people will be feeling some type of way and they're messaging me like, fuck this person, fuck this nigga. Everybody has the right to come on here, say their piece. You said your piece. You went through a wall of shit. I hope that people watch this and become inspired, because you went through a wall of shit, but you're still successul.
Yes.
You're still happy. Are you happy?
Oh yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy.
Happy.
I feel like a weight just got lifted off my shoulders. Honestly, now I could spend the money how I want to.
Jeffrey, you're a trip, bro. Thank you so much, for coming on The Public Affair again. Thank you for all your support for the show. So you coined Public Affair Mondays.
Yes,
you did.
Oh yeah,
you don't miss a Monday.
Oh no, I don't miss one, and especially now that I got the YouTube on my truck.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
You know what? It's crazy. Okay, so as of the recording of this episode, Mike Hamilton's episode is out right now, and my best friend Maro was he saw your post. He was like, "Hey, look, he's watching your fucking show on the car." And
exactly.
Like,
now there's no excuse now.
Yeah, I was like, that's pretty lit. Yeah, y'all bitches don't have no excuses. Okay, so make sure. Listen, Jeffrey, before we go, how can we hit you up? Like, if anybody wants any, you guys, he does it all. Tint, car audio, car modifications, anything, how can we
Anything
contact
custom. I have all the platforms.
Okay.
I have my face. I have both multiple Facebook. My Facebook and then the business Facebook.
Yes.
Both messengers. I'll answer quotes and whatever. Both, even my personal. I'll have Instagram, Snapchat. I have the WhatsApp.
Yeah,
app,
what's that? Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah, I just got back on that.
Yeah, just because some of my Mexican customers, that's what they use.
I talked to the Hong Kong people for our kits for the soccer.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But I got all the social media. Oh, and I got TikTok.
You got TikTok.
And I got the TikTok too. Yes.
I got you.
Yeah, that you can see all my little videos. You know how you could fix them up or whatever.
Yeah, you can.
Nice.
I don't have time.
Yeah,
I don't have time.
Well, now they have a button where you're like kind of push it and it'll do all the effects.
It does
for
all
you.
it does. Oh, let me look into that because I don't have the time.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But but I'm here for all your LED car audio, custom subwoofer enclosures, everything.
Excuse me, I'm gonna do the ad.
Okay.
You know what I mean? This episode was brought to us by Boyle Box and Audio with Jefre Monreal, home for all your LED needs and audio accessories, installation of stereos, door speakers, and audio systems. He also specializes in building custom software enclosures and much more. Your one-stop shop to get everything done on one roof. Hit up my boy Jefre Monreal on this episode of The Public Affair for all your car needs, car modification needs. Thank you for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. To everybody that tuned into this episode, thank you guys again so much. I've got more of The Public Affair on the way. To Jefre, I appreciate you. You're a good friend of mine, and I wish you nothing but the best in all your future endeavors in your life. If you and the ex get back together, great. If you don't, too damn bad. And I wish you all the best and happiness.
Yes,
I do, and I hope even if you find another man to be with, that's great.
Whoever I find.
Okay. To everybody that tuned in, thank you again so much. And to clarify, Jefre and I have never slept together, but just for the record too, and to put on camera, if he ever wanted to, I'm all open. Now, to everybody that watched this episode, thank you again so much for watching this episode of The Public Affair. Before we go, I definitely want to use this opportunity to give a shout out to just a few more of our sponsors of this episode. This episode is brought to us by J. Pedo and Poke with Junior Fuentes, Thomas. We're going to jump over that one. Thomas Robertson, the entire family provides delicious, savory Japanese crepes and poke bowls, and they also have handcrafted Thai rolled ice cream for dessert. You can choose from a menu item or create your own, like I like to do because I like to be in control of the locations on University Parks Drive and Hewitt Drive. And you can order online or on their app at the J Pedo app. It's changed my life. I love ordering J Pedo on the new app. Yes, to J Pedo and Poke, thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. And of course, to Elite Barbershop, my boy Sid Rodriguez, located on Hewitt Drive. You can call the number on the screen to book or download the Squire app. Walk-ins are welcome as well. He's got Marcus Guerrero, Chris Reyes, Santos Cordova, David Rodriguez, Isaac Chavez, Clint Fletcher, Isai Reyes, and Sam Sabayas, making you look as snackish as I have for more than 100 and something episodes of The Public Affair. To Elite Barbershop, to my boy Sid Rodriguez, keep doing your damn thing. I'm so proud of you, bro, and thank you for all the support that you continue to show the show. I truly appreciate you. To all of you guys, I really appreciate all the love and support. I've got more of the show on the way to Jefre Monreal. Thank you again so much for coming on to this somewhat vulnerable, but we had a good time.
Yeah.
It was
it's
fun.
Always a good time.
It was a
it's
good
always
time.
a good time.
You know what I mean? And to anybody who felt offended by it, I don't give a fuck. Okay, so I'm sorry. I'm tired. I'm tired. A bitch is tired. A bitch got scoliosis because all the weight he has to carry. No, I'm just kidding. No, to everybody, I truly appreciate you all. Thank you again so much. Love you all so much. And to Jefre Monreal, don't forget to always keep it between us. That's it. That's it. Whoosh. How was it?
It was good.
Did you have a good time?
Yeah. How long was that?
52 minutes.
Wow. It doesn't even feel like 52 minutes.
52 fucking
does not feel like it.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Ready for this shit?
I'm ready.
Here we go. It's long overdue.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Are you ready? Okay. Why do I feel like I just feel so congested? Let me listen up a little bit.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.